o'clock. Here is the world news at 5. First, the top stories. Governor Amosu asked Obasanjo at 81 to reduce his activities and workload. Oil depot owners marketers suspend strike over unpaid 650 billion naira subsidy debt. Governor Darius says Taraba under siege from militia headsmen. Liberia seeks 6,000 Nigerian teachers to improve education system. And on the foreign scene, South Korea governor quit over rape allegations. And Burkinabe leader vows to defeat jihadis after terror attack on the capital. Good evening, I am Kunle Alaye bringing you the news in detail shortly. Governor Ibekunle Amosu of Ogun State has advised former President Olusegun Obasanjo to reduce his activities and workload. Among other activities, the governor asked Obasanjo to slow his frequent trips outside the country, writing of open letters and sporting activities. Amosu, speaking at Obasanjo's 81st birthday in Abeokuta, told him the need to reduce his activities because he is not getting younger. The governor described Obasanjo as a nationalist whose love for Nigeria could not be challenged. Even outside Nigeria, the governor says Obasanjo is regarded as one of the three greatest leaders in Africa, dead or alive. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo says he deeply regrets that his parents did not live long to enjoy the fruit of their labor over him. Obasanjo, at a ceremony held in Abeokuta to mark his 81st birthday anniversary, says he always remembers with some feelings of sadness that his parents died too early. According to Obasanjo, he hopes that his parents are still alive to see the fruit of the sacrifice they made for him. Obasanjo also spoke on the various challenges facing Nigeria, saying they are self-afflicted and not created by God. Nigerians, according to Obasanjo, should blame themselves for the present situation in the country and begin to give priority to God, governance and value system for a better Nigeria. The event was attended by Governor Ibekunle Amosu of Ogun State, former Governor Olagunsoye Oyinlola, former Ministers Sarafaddeen Tunji Ishola, and Chief Nike Akode, former PDP governorship candidate in Ogun State Gboyega Isiaka, Senator Kola Bajumo, Senator Koforola Bokno Akerele, and Yalodi Alaba Lawson, among other dignitaries. Petroleum product depot owners and major marketers have withdrawn their 14-day deadline to the presidency to settle their outstanding 650 billion naira imported petrol subsidy. They had threatened to shut down their operations at the depot and filling stations if the subsidy debt is not paid within 14-day deadline. On Monday, the depot owners and marketers plead with National Association of Road Transport Operators, oil workers, including the tanker drivers, not to go ahead with the planned disruption of the supply of products. Chairman of the Depot and Petroleum Products Marketer Association of Nigeria, Prince Dapo Abiodun, in a statement says the presidency has given a fresh assurance to clear the 650 billion naira subsidy debt. Abiodun explained that National Assembly is expected to approve the vote for the payment of the debt latest on Thursday. The Sultan of Sokoto, Alhaji Sahad Abubakar, has asked well-meaning Nigerians to cater for the over 50,000 orphan children in internally displaced person camps (IDP) in the northeast region, whose parents had been killed by the Boko Haram. The Sultan says there is the need for the children who had lost their parents to the insurgents to live a decent life. The top traditional ruler, making the call at a book launch in Sokoto, says that each emirate in the north has agreed to adopt at least 5 of the orphan children. The Sultan urges others to take a cue from a businessman who had adopted 200 of the orphans. Governor Ishaku Darius of Taraba State says the state is under the siege of militia headsmen from outside the state. The governor raises the alarm while receiving President Muhammadu Buhari, who is on an official visit to the state where hundreds have been killed in clashes in the past month. Darius explained that the state is contending with a different breed of headsmen who are moving around with AK-47 assault rifles, killing everyone on their path. The governor, who says the indigenous have no problems with local Fulanis, It calls for the immediate arrest of the killer headsmen before they plunge the state into a situation that will be difficult to manage. Taraba, according to Governor Darius, is difficult to rule because it is a mini Nigeria with over 80 tribes and 3 major religions. Liberian government is seeking to recruit 6,000 teachers from Nigeria. President George Weah announced this while speaking to a State House correspondent after a meeting with President Muhammadu Buhari at the presidential villa in Abuja. President Weah explained that the 6,000 teachers will be recruited as part of the Technical Assistant Corps agreement. At present, Weah says Nigerian teachers and medical volunteers posted under the Technical Assistant Corps are very crucial to the capacity development in Liberia. He wants Nigeria to increase the scope of their assistant program with 6,000 teachers to address the shortage of quality teachers in Liberia. People's Democratic Party state governors have accused the APC of intimidating its members nationwide. The governors, after a meeting held in Gombe on Monday night, alleged that PDP aspirants for the 2019 polls have been harassed in APC-controlled states, particularly in Kogi, Nasarawa, and Kaduna State. Chairman of PDP Governors Forum, Ayodele Fayose, who read the resolution of the governors after the meeting, says they are disturbed that APC is attempting to destroy the democracy that they inherited from the PDP. The PDP governors also dismisses the Buhari administration's anti-corruption campaign, describing it as a campaign against perceived political opponents. You are still listening to the World News on Rock City 101.9 FM. Up next, we bring you foreign, business, and the sport news. Please do stay with us. A South Korean politician once tipped as a presidential contender has resigned after his secretary publicly accused him of repeatedly raping her. In a Facebook post, Governor An Hee-jong begged forgiveness for his foolish behavior and said denials issued by his office were untrue. On Monday night, Ms. Kim appeared in an interview broadcast by its local television network, JTBC, where she made her allegations against Mr. Han public. She accused the 54-year-old of raping her 4 times over the course of 8 months from June 2017 to February this year, and said he had sexually harassed her on many occasions. She also alleged there were other victims. Mr. Han, the governor of South Gangcheongan province, ran against current President Moon Jae-in to be the Democratic Party of Korea's nominee for the 2017 presidential elections. President Mark Roch of Burkina Faso said his country will fight and defeat militants in spite of being hit by Islamist insurgents in the capital last week in an attack which 8 people were killed and dozens wounded. Roche was joined by the president of neighboring Togo and Niger in a show of solidarity with each other and with France, whose forces intervened 5 years ago to stop militants taking over neighboring Mali. An Al-Qaeda affiliate claimed responsibility on Saturday for the attacks on the Army headquarters and French embassy in Ouagadougou that also killed 8 men. France is pinning hopes on the so-called G5 Sahel force comprising the armies of Mali, Mauritania, Niger, Burkina Faso, and Chad to enable it to start withdrawing the 4,000 troops it still has stationed in the region. The G5 Permanent Council, chaired by Niger President Mohamedou Issoufou, met in Ouagadougou on Monday, although Togolese President Faure Gnassingbe was the only other president at the meeting. Jihadist groups have regrouped since the French intervention in 2013. They have expanded into central Mali, which they have used as a launchpad to hit Burkina Faso, Niger, and Ivory Coast. Up next in the world news is business news. Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) says it will immediately resume crude oil exploration in Nasarawa State. General Manager in charge of Frontier Exploration Service, Dr. Mazadu Bako, made this known during a visit to Deputy Governor Silas Agara at Government House in Lafia. The exploration activities in Kanama local government area and part of Benue Inland Basin had been suspended last January following the killing of NNPC staff by killer headsmen during attacks on communities at Benue and Nazareth State border. He says adequate security arrangement is in place to protect the exploration staff that will resume work in the area. And finally, in the world news, is sport news. Liberian President George Weah has said Nigerian Super Eagles have the potential to win the World Cup bid for Russia if the right things are done. Mr. Weah is the only African player to win the coveted World Best Player award in his days as a professional footballer. Speaking after a meeting with President Muhammadu Buhari at the presidential villa in Abuja, Mr. Weah said everything that the players need must be put in place ahead of the World Cup. The Liberian leader said a situation where the players would lose concentration because one minister took money away should not be allowed to happen. Nigeria international Victor Moses has spoken on his delight after he was presented with his ITIA NFF Football Player of the Year award. The Chelsea player received a call from the Nigerian Football Federation NFF second vice president Shehu Diko at Chelsea's ground in southwest London in England. Moses was named winner at the awards ceremony on the 19th of February. Moses was top scorer with 3 goals for the Super Eagles during the 2018 FIFA World Cup qualifiers. And that was the World News at 5, but just before we go, quick recap of the major stories once again. In the World News at 5, Governor Amosu asked Obasanjo at 81st to reduce his activities and workload. Oil depot owners, marketers suspend strike over unpaid 650 billion naira subsidy debt. Governor Darius says Taraba under siege from militia headsmen. Liberia seeks 6,000 Nigerian teachers to improve the education system. On the foreign scene, we earlier reported South Korea governor quit over rape allegations. And Burkinabe leader vows to defeat jihadists after terror attack on capital. For more stories and to listen to us live, please do log on to our website www.rockcityfmradio.com/live. Thank you very much for listening. I am Kunle Alaye. Good evening.